That's it. We should be live on YouTube. Yes. Welcome to Before You Go, a little something at the end of the day before you go. I am your host, Susan Patang from the Quiet Zone Coaching. And what I wanted to talk about today was a little something about dealing with negative people. And I'm going to get my red pen out, cross that one off the list. Boy, that's a topic, isn't it? There are a lot of negative people all around us. I could do a YouTube video for 3 hours on how to deal with negative, toxic people. There are lots and lots of things that you can do. What we're going to do is we're going to do the basics, keep it simple, stupid, and no, keep it simple, sweetie. Right? So here we go. Okay. So what do you do when there is somebody in your life who is just negative and toxic and okay. So there are a lot of ways to handle that, and we're going to talk about them right now. Number one, walk a mile in their moccasins. Why are they the way they are? And no, we can't really fix them. We can't really do much about it, but by trying to understand, we can't always know what's going on in somebody's head, but by trying to understand what's going on in somebody else's head and what motivates them to do what they're doing, it just takes that compassion, takes away an element of irritation, frustration, and feeling jerky and wanting to, you know how that is. So try to have an idea of why they are the way they are. And I would be willing to bet that their behavior really doesn't have that much to do with you. It probably has more to do with them. And their unhappiness with life and their unhappiness with something. So instead of being angry about them and their behavior, feel bad for them. Wow, it must suck to be them if they behave like that all the time and they feel that negative and they feel that bad. Boy, that must really suck to be them. So have some compassion. It takes away some of that sting of the anger. Another thing that you can do is remember to use the golden rule. And there's two parts to the golden rule. You didn't know that, did you? The first part, of course, is the one that's in the Bible. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, of course. But there's another one. Do unto others as they would have you do unto them. So what that means is treat them the way they want to be treated. So a lot of times we think that we know what's better for somebody else. Okay. We treat them the way that we would want to be treated because that's what we would want. Okay. Right. That's the golden rule. But sometimes that's not what they want. What do they want? Okay. Do they want to be left alone? Do they want to be more of a part of what you're doing? Do they want some recognition or some validation? What is it that they need? Okay. There's nothing wrong in giving people what they want and what they need, as long as it doesn't hurt you and interfere with your well-being, as long as it doesn't interfere with their well-being. Okay. And as long as you're willing to accept the consequences of that action. And that also applies to doing whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. Whatever you do in life, does it hurt you? Does it hurt somebody else? And are you willing to accept the consequences for those actions? Because it's not logical to help yourself, to hurt yourself. It is logical to help yourself, not to hurt yourself. And it's not logical to do dirt to other people because it's just going to come back and bite you in the butt, right? Okay, so treat other people the way they want to be treated. We talked about walking a mile in their moccasins. And imagining what they're going through. Look at your own motivations. What is it that you want from an interaction with somebody else? What are you looking for? And then don't forget to set boundaries on other people's behavior so that you don't get hurt. Okay. Just because you're trying to take care of others and be generous and kind and whatever values it is that you feel like you want, that doesn't mean that you have to let other people hurt you. It doesn't mean that you have to slice yourself open and spill your own guts to take care of others. You have to take care of you first. So don't forget that. let's see, what are some of the other things? I can't think of anything else at the moment. I'm sure I'll think of something later, which I'll come back to. But when you're dealing with negative people, um, you you have to have the expectation. Okay, here's another thing. And I'm doing this off the cuff. I did not rehearse this at all, which is why I sound the way I do. Um, you can't expect others to behave the way that you want them to behave. You might as well expect to change the weather on Jupiter. Other people are going to behave the way that they are going to behave. And we have to let them have that. Now, if they step into our world and impact us in a negative way, yes, then you set a limit, you set a boundary, you set a limit. No, you are not allowed to get away with that. Not to me, okay, which is fine. But you can't expect other people to have the reactions and behavior that you want them to have. So be prepared that other people may surprise you. And those toxic people, they're going to do what they're going to do. So the best thing that you can do is protect yourself, right? Okay. So I will see you back here tomorrow for Before You Go. And here's the commercial. Please don't hang up. I help those from dysfunctional families learn the skills that you need and the tools that you need to deal with stress, to deal with frustration, to deal with the BS of life, to deal with all other people's drama. Okay. That's what I give people, is life skills. And I also work with teenagers. I am noticing that a lot of our teens are starting to have a social anxiety. They're starting to get depressed. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Their situation, a kid's situation, is a lot different than it was when we were kids. And let's throw on top of that the additional stress that they have in their lives with social media and blah, 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 everything else that we didn't have when we were kids. Let's throw on top of that some COVID and some home learning and some having your social life pretty much scorched out from underneath you. So yeah, you know what? If you have a teen at home who's suffering from social anxiety, who needs to learn some life skills, who is not motivated, who feels like they're getting depressed, please reach out. I would love to have a free essential life skills diagnostic session with your child. You are welcome to sit in with it with me and listen to the whole thing. And we will talk about also what we can do to help you too. So please reach out. My website is www.thequietzonecoaching.com. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a wonderful, awesome, amazing evening.